What's going on, YouTube? It's the No Level Cap podcast, and on this episode, we'll be taking a look at our most anticipated games for 2027 and beyond.
Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast with all your friendly neighborhood black nerds, where we cover all the anime, all the gaming, all the nerd culture, absolutely zero of the BS. Back with a new episode every Monday morning. I am your host, Sage Ashford. These are my co-hosts, Rakeem Beck, Will Coleman, Devin Butts, and Terrence Flowers. This week, like Devin said, we're talking about the next generation. We're talking about games that we're excited for in 2027 and beyond. You know, we were so negative last week, talking about how none of us cared about the new next gen of consoles and yak. All that bitching I did, man, it sounded like all them grifters on the internet. Like, we just didn't complain about woke. Although, no, I'm just playing. We ain't gonna never have none of that. You ain't never got to worry about that. But for real, though, we do prefer to be positive when we do our podcast. And so this week, I did want to discuss some of the games coming out that we were excited for. But I did have some rules for the guys that did give us a little bit of a problem going into the week. I said, hey, man, we already know about games coming out this year. You know, if you informed about games, you already well aware of what's coming out in the next year, like, or in the next 7 months or whatever. So I said, it's got to be something 2027 or beyond. January 2027 is the earliest that you could have a game, preferably something with no release date or something that you just like, what am I looking forward to? What am I excited for as I look forward into the future of gaming? We got so many problems in gaming, but there are some cool projects coming out. There are some cool things that aren't just like, hey, man, it's some more BS that you don't want. And it's more that's just, there is more than just this year. So that being said, let's go ahead and hit that first game up. Devin, why don't you tell us about Threads of Time?
Man, this is a game. When I first saw the trailer, actually, I think me and King watched this trailer together, and it just blew me away. Like I'm like, if this is actually like indicative of what the game is going to look and play like, this is one of the best things I've ever seen. It was slated for this year, but at this point I'm pretty sure it's been delayed, because even on like Fantasy Critic, it's got TBA. So I don't think it's coming out this year. I would like to be hopeful, and maybe we see something at like the Summer Game Fest time. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. This game looks amazing. Obviously, the inspiration looking at it, Threads of Time, is obviously like a Chrono Trigger type spiritual successor. We've already had one in the past 2 years with Sea of Stars, and that was a banger of a game. So like to get another game that this looks even more closely like to be like a Chrono Trigger or successor, spiritual successor, I'm excited. I mean, the visuals, like, just look at this. Like, it's kind of got that Octopath Travel, like that HD. Yeah, HD 2D, but it's a little more like hand-drawn stuff going on in there. Got some pretty cool cut scenes and stuff like this. It's hand animated as well. They even show like the dual attacks, which was one of the things in Chrono Trigger as well. They got the robot. So yeah, you can see the inspiration here, and this looks like something I want to play. So I'm really hoping that we get a trailer this year for this to show like some more gameplay. Because I'm in there. I'm ready. This game looks fantastic from what I've seen.
I 100% concurred. Like, this game does look incredible. I'm looking forward to, and it's rare for me. Anytime you see pixel art and 2D, I'm usually out. But this game does look fun. It does look like they're trying to push that part of the medium forward. So I'm excited to check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next up, Rakeem, why don't you tell us about Exodus?
Yeah, so anybody who's paying attention in gaming right now knows there are two major sci-fi RPGs that are trying to be Mass Effect successors. One is Exodus, and one is the Expanse game by Owlcat. I am very excited for Exodus. This game is definitely harkening the spirit of Mass Effect. It actually has some people who worked on Mass Effect on the team. And one thing that made me really excited about this game in the first place, because first of all, there's been a big void from the last time we had Mass Effect Andromeda, which let a lot of people down, which was over a decade ago now, to the point now where we're maybe getting a new Mass Effect. We don't know when. This is kind of filling that void in between and taking it in a direction that's interesting because it's an original universe. So now they're playing off of new ideas and concepts. Like one of the major concepts of this IP is that your character moves while they're in space. Time is kind of moving forward on Earth. So things you do while you're on your adventures or traveling might change things that happen on Earth, and you might be years ahead when you come back. People have aged and gotten older. People may have died. Some events might have changed. Really cool ideas, but at the same time, keeping that spirit of Mass Effect, the cover combat, the sleek suits, the alien species, the tech. And one thing I like about this is a little bit more than the Expanse. The Expanse is kind of this realistic space tech. This has a lot more of those fantastical sci-fi elements that are really fun. Like you'll see sometimes they have like some really cool powers in some scenes. There's some fusion of people with alien technology, more like giant mecha suits, and they got a freaking bear enemy in a space suit. Just outlandish, over top things I love about sci-fi. So this has definitely been on my radar for a while, and I hope it comes out relatively soon in the future and meets expectations because I'm loving it.
I'm with you. I don't know entirely what to make of this game just yet, but from what I've seen, I've liked everything. I've liked a good bit of it. I'm hoping that they managed to pull it together. It does have, like, I believe some former Mass Effect devs directly involved with its creation.
Yes, it does.
I know that Hasbro kind of sort of gave them a blank check and was like, hey, man, figure it out. See if you can get us to like that AAA level. I wonder if they'll be able to satisfy on that level as far as like sales and all of that. But that's not really my concern when the game comes out. I just hope the game's really good. Yeah. I hope it does continue in that Mass Effect tradition as far as like giving us a space sci-fi game to enjoy. And I do 1000% agree that we need something that's more out there than the Expanse. Yeah. The Expanse, that's cool, but I want like the bear, the talking bear, and like the people in the mechs and all that. I want all that shit, so I'm down. Okay. This one is definitely far off. Why don't you tell us about Okami, Terrence?
So this announcement showed that Capcom is on another level in comparison to most of the other developers and publishers out there right now, dipping into their bag of an IP that we never thought would come back. Like, this was a dreams come true moment. Like, our reaction to this is our second most viewed video on the channel, and it's for good reason. Like, this one took everyone by surprise. And yeah, it just feels so good to see Amaterasu back. The fact that Hideki Kamiya is back and Clovers has pretty much been restored. We're probably not going to see this game until like 2028, 2029, something like that. But the fact that it exists and we know that it's coming, that in of itself this is such a big, hopeful moment for the industry, seeing that a team that was gone for so long, they're back and they're working on a passion project. And the fact that this is being greenlit means Beautiful Joe, a sequel to Beautiful Joe could very be possible. Like, you never know. And there's other Capcom IPs that they might resurrect as well. Me. They've been consistently doing that for the past couple of years. Like, Mega Man is coming back. So, yeah, the fact that we're getting a sequel to Okami like 20 years later is incredible. And I mean, obviously there's not much for it out right now, but I'm so looking forward to it when it comes out. It'll be a day one purchase.
Yeah. I think that's a good one to be excited for, because you looking at just Capcom, what they're doing currently, and you just feel like it's in good hands. So
yeah.
They are on fire right now, and I think that this is going to wind up being one of the biggest games in whatever year that it drops. Okami was one of the most beloved games of the PS2 era, and really like talked about heavily even well into the PS3 era. It was really only like by the PS4 that people finally kind of started to forget about it, which makes this the perfect timing to go ahead and bring it back into the forefront. Is there a remastered version on PS5 or PS4?
It's on PS3. PS4,
yeah, it's like the HD version. Yeah, they didn't like.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it technically like remastered in a sense. Yeah, it's HD version. Yeah.
But yeah,
I hope they put it a little bit more into the spotlight. Next up, one of mine. Hold on just a second. I think everybody kind of knew that this is where I was going. You know,
Mhm.
I think this was basically a given. But yeah, I do think this is a big deal. The last game ended on one of the biggest cliffhangers that I can think of in gaming history. And so now I'm on the edge of my seat wondering what happens next. But I'm also curious about this game, the next game, for reasons beyond just the story. The last game, like Horizon, originally released in Japan like 3 years ago, and the next game won't be out until next fall at the earliest. Since then, they've had an explosion of popularity. Falcom and upgraded their engine, changed how they develop games. Like, I love Trail's battle system, so I'm wondering what they're going to do, how they're going to upgrade or optimize the combat, and I want to know how they're going to improve on the graphics to make things more in line with what you see in first and second chapter. At the same time, I kind of want them to expand on the scale of the game, like without giving anything away other than what you're seeing in the trailer. Like the last game really opened up the scale so that the next threat is the biggest threat in Trail's history. And so I hope they open things up accordingly along the lines of what we saw in Cold Steel 4. Like, I want the full JRPG airship experience. I want the gigantic parties of Cold Steel 4 and Reverie. Like, I'm talking 50, 60 characters traveling to other countries. I want all that, and I hope they go all out because it really does warrant it now. So I'm not even sure the final game, like, because this is like Horizon 2 won't be the final game. I'm not even sure the final game is going to be as big a deal as what's happening in Horizon 2. And so I hope that they step their game up accordingly for it. I was just reading, like, literally before the podcast started, I was just reading something that talked about, like, we just finished the scenario and we're now working on developing the game. And so I'm like, man, I hope that doesn't mean that we have to wait until 2028 to play it. But if it lives up to what its expectations are, I'll be fine with that. So,
yeah.
Next up, this was one that a couple of people brought up. Will was the one that went ahead and got it. Terrence brought it up too, though. Persona 4 Revival. Talk about it, Will.
Okay, so with this one here, I'm pretty much like, I consider myself the resident Persona guy at this point because I pretty much have multiple versions of like most iterations of the games. So seeing that we got a remake of 4 coming out is great because I definitely have like a very big soft spot for the whole cast of Persona 4. Like, they're just such a lovable cast, and I can't wait to see what they do with the engine that they currently have working for games like 5 and 3 Reload and so on. I want to see how they make this work with Persona 4 Revival. I wonder if they're going to keep the golden content in, or are they going to make us pay for it? But yeah, it's a lot I'm looking forward to with Persona 4 Revival and its gameplay, the loop, everything about it. Persona 4 has my heart, so we're going to see what happens when it comes out. I'm just hoping Atlas does the right thing this time and just put it in the game. Like, quit trying to get an extra dollar out of me, and it better not come out to be 40 plus.
I don't know, man. I think Persona 3, what you saw from that is going to be very much indicative of what you're going to see from Persona 4, especially since I'm pretty sure Persona 3 sold well.
It did very well.
Yeah. So, like, you didn't get enough pushback, and so I think they're gonna, like, that's always been Atlas's thing, trying to get every, like, after we finish making the game, we're gonna try to hit you up again later for some more. Because they what Persona 3, what was it? What was the name of it? Revival?
Reload.
Persona 3 Reload. My bad. Because obviously I'm not the Persona guy. Persona 3 Reload, like they put like the answer in like a separate DLC.
Yeah,
they did.
And never did give you the female MC, and then I think there's some other content they left out from the older game, like Persona 3 Portable, huh?
Yeah, because that other content would have been alternate stuff because you had the female MC. She had other stuff with the guys in the party rather than the girls in the party. So, yeah.
Yeah, they hold y'all. I hope that they don't hold y'all this time, but it remains to be seen.
With the FMC stuff, I can live with. I can live without because I can always go back and play Portable. But with Persona 4 here, with that golden content, it makes it a much more complete package. And I really feel like that should just go ahead and be there because there's like a bunch of stuff there. But we'll see what happens. If I have to pay another $35, I'm just going to wait for that sale like I did for Episode Icons.
Yeah, I mean, Persona 3 Reload is cheap now. You can get that game for like $20 unless you're buying on the Switch 2, which for whatever reason, they want to charge full price for that version, yet you can get it on PS5 for $20. It's like, why?
That's crazy.
Why? Is because, you got Nintendo fans. They're going to milk them for every dime they can, brother. let's see. Next up, man, this one was. I mean, like, I appreciate you, Devin. This one was a bit of a surprise. I kind of forgot about this game, but Project Robot.
Team Michael.
Oh yeah, this like I said, Shadow Colossus was the first game from Team Ico I played. Always saw Ico, and I was like, I never got to play it, but it always looked cool. The Last Guardian didn't get to try that. I know that was kind of met with some kind of mixed reception. So I've just been really like interested to see what they're working on next. And then when we saw this, I was like, this is what I'm talking about. It got like some sci-fi elements. We don't really fully know what's going on because it's like very vague and obscure, like really short as well. But it's almost like Attack on Titan meets like some crazy space stuff. Don't know what's happening. Obviously something bleak's happening because in the trailer there's like this explosion that's coming and he has to get away. So yeah, this is a very small snippet. So I hope at some point, whenever we get to see this again, they'll show like a little more gameplay and like maybe at least like some world building or kind of like context to the story, like what's going on. Because I mean, right now this just looks cool. And I think Team Ico, to me, especially for this trailer, is kind of like Kojima. When they show something, even if it's a very small snippet, it looks so intriguing and interesting that you just want to see more of it. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, man, I just want to know more and see more. What's up with this giant mech that you can take his head off? Like, I want to know more. So like, this just looked interesting. And I'm just like, they got me again. I really want to see what this is about. So, don't know when this we'll finally get to see more on this, but I'm really excited to see more.
If I remember correctly, go ahead, Terrence.
Well, maybe they'll show it in the trailer, but I was curious if this is coming to all platforms or if it is a PlayStation exclusive of some kind.
Okay. That's a good question.
It's an Epic exclusive, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Epic is publishing.
From what it said, Epic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, when I looked at the trailer, I don't even think it said Team Ico. It just said from the creators. So is this a new studio?
Okay, so they're like a new. What Gen Design? Is that what they said up there?
If I remember correctly, Team Eco was like a Sony thing, right? And they took that apart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that would make more sense.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure. So okay, that makes sense.
So it's not Team Eco, but it is Team Eco.
Basically, yeah, kind of like Clovers. This is along. In fact, it was released. I mean, it was revealed at the same time as Okami 2. This is along those lines where, like, I think they just started on development when they first revealed it a year ago, year and a half ago, roughly. And one of the things that Jeff highlighted was he wanted it to be like hey, this is our 10-year anniversary. We want to look forward into the future. And so what they did was they showed us all these games that they had planned on that were coming out like not in the near future, but in like further down the line. And so this is another one of those further down the line games.
Yes.
Speaking of further down the line games, man, we have no idea when this next game is coming out. But let me see if nope, that's not it. Damn, I thought I typed that bitch. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah, Rakeem, you up?
Man, it's copium. It's hopium. BioWare's going through it right now. We just lost Dragon Age probably forever. After Veilguard came out and just didn't sell as well as they wanted. So this is like BioWare's last hope for real. Obviously, I am a huge Mass Effect fan. I've mentioned this in the past. This is one of my favorite IPs. I love the universe. I love the gameplay style. I love the space opera elements of it. And at the same time, I know like the original work of Mass Effect 1 through 3 before Andromeda was a complete work, even though people didn't like the ending. But I still like this universe enough that I still want to see more from it. So I just want to see where they take this new entry in Mass Effect, what lessons they learn from Andromeda that, good and bad, that, the fallout from Andromeda was very heavy on them. So I want to see what lessons they learn from Andromeda. Can they learn those lessons and actually create this complete package? Because I think we're at a point now where many gamers and many people have really given up on BioWare really pulling through and nailing it and making that next big next gen or big leap in gaming again. When they were like the progenitors of the RPG genre for a while, or like the gonna say progenitors, but were like holding the RPG genre up for a while on the Western side because it was so innovative in how they approached it. So I will say, I just have in my heart always have hope for Mass Effect. I can't let it go. I just love the IP too much, and I just really hope this comes together and is good, at least decent, so I can just enjoy this universe again.
I like how everything now is like something such and such will continue. With Michael Jackson, we recently got his story continues.
Oh my gosh. Everything got to be like the MCU now, man. It's crazy. I think not only is this BioWare's last chance, I think it should be their last chance, because if I'm being honest, I would hate for anyone to lose their job because that sucks. But if this game isn't good, would anyone care about BioWare going forward?
No.
How many chances are you going to get? On Andromeda wasn't well received. Anthem wasn't well received. Dragon Age Veilguard wasn't well received. So like it's worse. This really is the thing that like people talk about, like where it's like, man, you know, you should get more than one chance. Like even if you mess up the next game, it might be good. You never know. Like, hey man, how many chances we gonna give you? This is your fourth chance to get it right. And if you don't get it right this time, the only thing I'd be sad about is like, man, I don't want any human beings to lose their job no matter what. But as far as like them as a studio, I'd be like, whatever. Like no big loss as a like the concept of the studio. If it was possible for BioWare to go away and them not to lose their jobs, just go to other studios, I'd be like, cool. Nothing of value was lost. And that sounds bad, but like how many chances are you gonna get? You get 3 strikes at bat and then you out. This is your 4th. So yeah. I'm gonna need them. Like, I have confidence that they can put it together. So I'm not gonna say that it can't be done. I'm just saying like it has to be done.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot of pressure. It reminds me of
they definitely got to put it together.
Final Fantasy 1. Like that game didn't do well, Square just went under.
Yep. I still question about that sometimes. Like, what if Final Fantasy just didn't hit?
Well, Dragon Quest was never that big in the West, so the JRPG genre just wouldn't be as big over here as it would have been. At least not at the time it did happen. Yeah.
My question is always, what if that movie hadn't been trash?
Man,
some of the spirits within.
Well,
yes.
Oh man,
the question should have been why this movie ain't got nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
I mean, you right.
Whether or not it had anything to do with Final Fantasy, it wasn't a good movie, and that was the real problem. And if it had been good, I mean, like, we might be in a different situation if it had
because
performed
Sakaguchi
well.
Doesn't get fired.
Exactly. So I don't know, man. That's the ultimate. That might be the ultimate. Man, this is a potential podcast conversation.
Gaming what ifs.
What if? Yeah,
Book
the
it.
what ifs of gaming. That's
might be all. You might be cooking.
Yeah, that's hold on.
Write it down.
Write it down.
And indeed wrote it down. Like that's so fun. That's like, hey, coming soon. Just gonna let y'all know. We gonna come back to that. In the meantime, Terrence, I want you to tell us about Bradley the Badger.
So this is one that some people might have forgotten about because it, showed up at the Game Awards. Was that last year or was that 2024?
It was last year.
It was last year? Yeah, 2025. Okay. Yeah, so it was last year. Some people might not have thought much of this announcement, but our reaction to it is up on YouTube, and I think this has the potential to be something very unique. It gives me Conker's Bad Fur Day vibes in terms of the platforming mascot going to different worlds. Obviously, he's going to different video game worlds. Right now, he's in the Bloodborne world, which is hilarious.
Man.
Later on, he's going to go to a world that's like Last of Us. But what's also unique about this is the fact that it seems to have like some game development tools in it where you could transform Bradley into different objects. You can create different objects. He has a little grappling hook there. So it's like they're incorporating platforming and like dev kit tools into the game, along with going to different worlds. Here you see them going to Cyberpunk. It's just that this game has a lot of unique ideas, and I think if executed well, we could be looking at something really special. In a time where everybody is asking for new IPs and for something original, hey, this is one of the most original looking games that I've seen in quite some time, and I'm rooting for it. The team behind it, the main director behind it, I believe he's worked on various other projects, and that's another thing. This is also going to have like live action stuff in it as well. There's just so many ideas mixed together that I could see the potential for it being too much, but if it works, I think it will really work. So yeah, hopefully the team, the fact that they have experience working on other stuff, that'll come to show for this. This is just one of those that I really want to do well, because these are the type of games that we need more of in the industry.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Not only do I agree, but like, even though like when we saw it on the list, I think 3 of us went, I forgot about Bradley the Badger. But the second, myself included, but the second I saw the trailer again, it just put a smile off. I was like, holy shit, this looks so much fun. Like you said, we need so many more games like this, instead of, what can feel like it can milk the most money out of you as quickly as possible. So
shooter slop.
I mean, honestly, if this hits in some ways like Astrobot, that'd be amazing. Essentially like the little game that could. Like everybody thought like, oh, that game will come out, it'll be fine. But that game blew everyone's expectations out of the water. If this game does that too, hey, that would be amazing.
Yeah, we'd be on to something then. Mm-hmm. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about this Rev Noir. This is wow. Okay, yeah, I forgot what this game was until I saw it.
Yeah, so Konami remembered they made video games, and I can't lie,
they indeed have.
I'm very happy for them to be back in the front of things, trying to get back on track. And so far, this has really gotten my attention, especially for its anime aesthetic, so on and so forth. And it's an action RPG. For anybody who may have remembered the trailer, at least by like the midway to halfway point of the trailer, action RPG looks really cool. I'm down with the premise of it because it seems like one of these stop the apocalypse before it happens type thing. And I'm down with that because I want to know how we get to that point. How does it show us how we get to that point? I'm very down with that type of storytelling. And another thing too is because I went and read the comments on the trailer like a while ago, and someone said it best. I can't believe this is Konami. I thought this was Bamco. I'm just like,
I did think it does give off those vibes. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, I see it now. I see it now that it's been said out loud, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I see it. But yes, a brand new game from Konami is the big reason why I'm happy for this, because I'm like, y'all are back now, right? Y'all are back. No more pachinko machines. No more. Feeding the Japanese gambling addiction. But it's time for a new action RPG. I think the visuals of this look amazing. I want to know the full story behind this. I don't know when this is coming out because they hadn't said nothing since we've seen this teaser trailer that's right here in front of us. But I'm always down to add another RPG to my collection to play because I'm always down to try something new. I'm always down to see what does what. So I'm very much happy with what we're going to get here. Hopefully it ends up being great. I pray it does.
Hey, it's interesting. I just realized looking at it that the characters themselves, while they have like anime like faces and like an aesthetic to them, everything else in the world looks pretty real. Because when they were going through the fights, like the creature looked pretty like not like realistic, obviously, but it didn't have like the same kind of anime aesthetic, which is it's an interesting look for it.
Hey, look. I'm happy that Konami is back making games, and I do appreciate them making a new IP. Mm-hmm. However, this better be fucking good because you could have spent this money on a new Suikoden. So I'm gonna be upset if this game ain't good.
Is that Suikoden mobile game still coming out?
Yeah, it is, but that in itself is the problem. It's like we bring back Suikoden. They gave it a whole anime and all this other stuff, and then when it came time to talk about like they gave it a new anime, a collection. They remastered some of the graphics and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, cool. I said, well, what about a new game? And they was like, what about this Starleap? I'm like, look, man, a gacha version of Octopath Traveler. They already tried that, and then they had to make it into a single player game. So I don't know about that. I don't necessarily approve. So I hope that Starleap is good, but I'm gonna be upset if they can spend money on an RPG, but they can't spend money on the RPG that they're known for. So
that's a little strange.
I guess we'll see. You know.
I mean, yeah. I hope they do get back to tweaking it soon. Yeah. I'm still waiting on Vandal Hearts as well, but we gonna see.
Oh man, you really? Ooh, that's a throwback.
Boy,
I love Vandal Hearts though. It was good. I'm just happy to make a new IPs. Any new IPs in the JRPG space or RPG space are always fire to me as long as they're good.
Yeah, I agree.
As long as they're good, part is the key, because I mean we don't have enough new IPs in any genre, to be honest with you. So
very true.
Yeah,
except fighting games apparently, because they just been reeling off a bunch of fighting games lately.
Very true.
Or worse.
Are they all good? I mean, you know, that's a whole other discussion. Everybody probably remembers this game.
Let me see.
Godslayer from VIA Games, not Avatar. This game looked insane. You know, like if you go back and you watch the trailer, it's like
do anything right.
You're set in this, you know, unique Eastern steampunk style world where things are like not quite futuristic, but it's not out of place to have a giant robot show up in this world. Like that's just kind of the world they designed, which is really cool. But I dug it because it's like, man, you wanted an Avatar game, brother, here it is, because you can now do all types of shit. You control fire, earth, water, metal, wood, basically everything but air. When you look at the abilities, it's all Avatar shit. You can smack people with earth walls. You can scoop people up in a wave of water and freeze them. You can control like the steam. It's so sick, man. There's even talk of like a secret identity system so you can explore the world undercover. That's sick. I'm like, man, this is everything I want out of an open world. I assume this is going to be an RPG, out of an open world RPG. Like the world design is great. Like it remains to be seen what the writing and the characters are like. I guess we'll have to wait on that. This game I do know is supposed to be coming out. I think they said they wanted it out in 2027. I know it's not coming out this year, so I'm willing to wait a while. Like they just showed it off last year. If you want to wait until 2028, I'm cool with. Oh man, even the 1-inch punch is so fucking sick.
God,
this game is
Chinese, Korean made. What is it? Who you doing it?
Keem. It's the My Time at Sandrock. You remember what?
Yes, it's the map. I don't remember what country they're from. I think it might. I mean, let me do a little research right quick.
China.
China. Okay.
My only concern with Chinese games is they look incredible when they show them off, but then when you actually get them, especially on like consoles, they don't quite hold up to the initial presentation. I would love for this to prove me wrong, but that just seems to be the trend with Chinese games, unfortunately.
This game's presentation is ridiculous, so I hope it holds up at least half of it.
Like this has to be running on like the highest end graphics cards.
That's true. Now, to be fair, we thought that about Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert had a lot of issues. Optimization was not one of them.
Performance was not one of them. And hell, and to be honest with you, they fixed most of their issues. Like most of the things people complaining about, they patched within the first month.
I think. Well, I will say like that because they're Korean, right? The Crimson devs.
Yes.
The Koreans don't seem to have quite the same problem. I've noticed it mainly with the Chinese devs is that their games look incredible, but then when you actually get your hands on this, not quite to that level, like your Black Myth Wukongs, etc. So, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I would love to be proven wrong. Like either way, this looks incredible.
That must be master.
All I'll say, and I do see where you're coming from, so I'm not gonna I'm not trashing you or nothing like that, but I do think that ultimately Black Myth Wukong was what most people that were excited about that game wanted. It did have some performance issues here and there, but as far as the combat, it delivered on that, and people said the story wasn't that bad either. It was just a boss rush type of game as opposed to like more of an open world or even open environment type game like a Dark Souls, like what people were picturing. If this game can deliver on what is being seen here, if it has something like, it can't run like complete ass, but if it has some performance issues but is overall delivering on, I'm fine with that. It's not my ideal, but I'll take it, man. Like I look at this shit, like it just looks like you're playing an anime in all the best ways, and I can promise you this. I seem to recall they were working on an Avatar game. It ain't gonna look like this. it ain't gonna play like this, and it ain't gonna look like this. You're not gonna be able to do all this cool shit. They're gonna be like, because they're not gonna be willing to spend whatever the fuck this costs to make this. So this is probably gonna be the closest that you get to like a good Avatar game, other than like the Avatar fighting game. See, like all the he hit a fight, bruh. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I do agree that like it may not live up 100%, but if it hit by 85, 85, I'm like, give me a B. Give me a B.
Sometimes you just want people to have the audacity to try to do the cool shit.
Man,
some people are too conservative with the design sometimes.
Man, I do think that is a big problem. Like just in gaming in general, one of the things I've had a problem with is like every time someone says, oh, you can't make a Superman game, it'd be too hard. You can't make a Justice League game, you'd have to program all this stuff. I'm like, what's the money for, man? Like, you got all this budget and you're not using any imagination to do any cool shit. You're just regurgitating the same shit we've seen a billion times before. And so, yeah, I agree with Keem. Like, sometimes I just want you to try, like, to do the best you can and do some imaginative shit like this and be like, okay, look, if it's not perfect, if it's like I said, that 85, like I'll take it. Like you doing something that everybody else ain't even thinking to try to do.
And you know what? If a PS6 game, if PS6 games or next gen look like this, then I'd be like, all right,
yeah,
I'd be on board.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
I can see that.
I'll be honest. That whole argument that you just said. I just want to say real quick. Yeah, I hope we can dead that in 2026. We can't make a Superman game, bro. I watched Max's them going back and looking at doing their whole like best of the generation. They played God of War 3. That game looks ridiculous. What they did on the PS3. There's so much going on. I don't want to hear people say you can't make a Superman game when we got games where we got Titans and we fighting Zeus and all this stuff. That would be more in the realm of reality than like God of War. So I'm so sick of that argument. It's just people haven't made a good one, and people don't seem to want to try to make a good one. But we can't sit here and say you can't make a Superman game like it's just impossible. I'm so tired of that argument.
I mean, they throw it at basically every superhero. They be like, the only superheroes you can do anything with are like the street level heroes. I'm like, bro, what do you mean? Like, look at this. You telling me you can't do a superhero game? You can't do Superman. They're like, oh, well, he's invincible. I'm like, no, he's not. He get punched in the mouth all the time. The whole Superman 2025, he got his ass beat the whole movie. So don't tell me you can't be like, he's got to be invulnerable. Like that movie's whole. It's a video game. Like we can explain why he's getting beat up. Like it's okay.
Right. I don't. In Injustice, where they explained it, like, yeah, we got the super serum, so we can fight other supers who got super.
Spider-Man be beating up on dudes all the time. They can't do nothing with him, but he still be fighting them. Like that's such a stupid argument. I'm so.
Well, always he be losing fights because he got to think about paying rent while you in the middle of the fight.
That'll get you every time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He got real world issues.
Next up, go ahead and see if this is the right one. I think so. Go ahead and tell us about that Hyperfunk, Devin.
Yeah, this was I thought was supposed to come out this year, but a lot of times, games in general, but indie games especially, like you might have something that's slated and it might get pushed back a couple of months, might get pushed back to the next year. And I think right now this has a TBA, if I'm not mistaken. But I did like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. For y'all that know me, I'm pretty sure I've said on the podcast, I absolutely love Jet Set Radio, one of my all-time favorite games. And when I saw Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, I was like, I'm getting a spiritual successor. And then it was crazy. We got another Jet Set Radio coming up soon. That's what I was going to pick, but just because this is the most recent game that's come out, and it looks absolutely sick. They're sticking with the same stylized, the style of sequel that Jet Set Radio had initially with Future. This literally looks like Jet Set Radio Future as opposed to like the first game. So they got like the super crazy dash is what they used in Jet Set Radio Future, where you got like this just mind-blowing speed. So I'm so happy to see that they got a sequel. The game was really good. There were some things I could see they could work on, and with this is like they might be addressing some of those issues, but it was a good time. The music is dope. The style, I absolutely love this style, and I'm so glad that they Team Reptile. It's funny because when I first played, if y'all know what Lethal League is, it's a very fun dodgeball game, like an absolute blast to play. And I was like, man, these folks should make a Jet Set Radio game. Well, They must have heard my cry because they finally made it. And I was like, you know what, man? Sometimes gamers just be on the same wavelength. So I can't wait for this to come out. Looks like a blast. Yeah, I don't have much too more to say. I just want to get my hands on this game.
This game does
shout out
look
to Team
really
Reptile, man.
cool.
Yeah, shout out to them for real.
Like I am impressed. Like this game does look really fucking cool. Like I had forgotten how cool this game looked until I looked at this trailer again. So
they turned the cool factor up 10. Like I said, they going to the same formula that Jet Set Radio did. Like Jet Set Radio was cool, but then when Future came out, it's like, oh, it's really cool. It's like the future, the Neo Tokyo, like, man.
All right, Keen, you're up. Tell us about that Light No Fire.
Yes, sir. Light No Fire. Light No Fire. It's from the makers of No Man's Sky, but this time it's more of a fantasy, open world survival style game. And instead of all these hundreds of planets like in No Man's Sky, you have one planet that is to the scale of an actual planet, like planet Earth, with the depth and totality. We'll see. This has really never been done before, so we're gonna see what that looks like. But it immediately caught my attention. I did play a decent bit of No Man's Sky, but it never really hooked me because I liked going to different planets. But often when we went to different planets, someone felt kind of dead, not as interesting, and then, like, it was just the main survival mechanics. With this game, the aesthetic just looks so much better to me. Like, it just catches my attention more. Being on this one planet with more things on the planet to do, so everything's kind of like more compartmentalized together. That caught my attention. The lessons they've learned from developing No Man's Sky. At this point, we know that studio is going to come through, whether in the beginning or the end. That no matter what, they're going to make sure the gamers are satisfied. If anybody remembers when No Man's Sky, gamers got to a point where like, all right, man, you've done enough. We understand you messed up in the beginning, but you didn't give us so much free content. It's been 10 years of free content since the game came out, non-stop. And they still make this year. They put some stuff out. Like it's been crazy.
They added a Pokemon mode.
Right, they added Pokemon mode, and on top of that, they already stated that some of the tech they use in this game is already been back used in No Man's Sky. So now I have full confidence they'll be able to execute better because they just have way more experience than when they made the first game. So I'm super excited about this. I want to see how the world building is going to be, how the combat's going to be. I need just more explanations for me, and hopefully we see maybe another trailer, maybe at Summer Games Fest or sometime soon.
I 1000% agree. They can. I mean, like I had forgotten about this game mostly because I just put it out of mind because I'm like, well, I'll think about this game when it comes out. Until then, I'll just go ahead and put it out of mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, if nothing else, even if it launches in a slightly disappointing state, we know for certain eventually it'll deliver on all the promises and then some. He'll just start adding shit. It's like, no, you didn't even promise this. Like, yeah, but why not? Here it is. Even with that Pokemon mode, like a few years ago, someone said, hey, all you got to do now is just add a Pokemon mode to the game. And like when they finally did add the Pokemon thing, they quote tweeted that account was like, mission accomplished. I'm like, bro.
That's funny.
That's a flex.
You know what? I'll say like that actually will give them more credibility because even if they like what they done with No Man's Sky appears to be like, man, you know what? Like you just said, Sage, it come out maybe not the business. Like, man, they gonna make it right. I know they gonna make it right. Like,
for free at that.
Yeah, I don't think I think that's a reputation. Like, I don't think you should want to just have like a game come out not great at first. But if you do the level of what they've done for No Man's Sky, you'd be like, we'll give you a pass.
You know, I mean, like, I imagine that it won't be, even if it is slightly disappointing, I imagine it won't be nearly as disappointing as No Man's Sky was at launch. And as a result, I'm imagining even if they do the No Man's Sky thing of expanding on it after the fact, that it won't take, 3 years. It'll probably be within a year that they've largely fixed it. And it's like, yo, it's great now. So, I mean, if you don't like it, if you're curious to wait on it, go ahead and wait on it. And by the time, you waited a year, who knows how many updates they'll have already put to the game. So
when did they announce this?
I think it was 2 years ago at this point.
2 years ago, I want to. Yeah.
Okay.
The announcement.
December 2023. Wow. So yeah, we're approaching 3 years.
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
I could see this coming out in 2027, 2028.
That's unbelievable.
Nope. Not at all. And I mean, like we said, like there's no sense in rushing. Like No Man's Sky is still doing well. They're still able to do free updates just based off the fact that every time they update, someone like a bunch of people come in and they're like, oh you know, what is this game about? And they buy it, and that keeps the studio going. So as long as that's what's happening, hey man, just go at your own pace and just release the best game you can.
Yeah.
Apparently that Pokemon expansion, people sitting like, I'm like, y'all better watch out. Nintendo will be like, what y'all doing over there?
You trying to get sued?
You know, right?
Trying to get
You
sued.
trying to get sued?
Terrence, it's on
Somebody
you,
trying to
man.
get sued.
Virtua Fighter.
All right. So, Virtua Fighter 6. This one, the fact that Sega has brought this back, anytime Virtua Fighter comes back, well, anytime just a Virtua Fighter is just introduced, we know that they're going to bring something that is going to change the game. And that's what I'm waiting for with this one. We haven't heard really too much about it. I know people were disappointed with the last presentation they had where they didn't reveal any new characters or any big updates on the game. And Sega themselves said, hey, the next time that we, or RGG themselves, they said that the next time we talk about this game, we're going to have a substantial update. So they've been kind of quiet, but I think it's going to be all worth it. Virtua Fighter is usually a game-changing like IP. When it came out, like the first game, it was incredible. Like 3D fighters weren't a thing until this game came out. The first one that I picked up, Virtua Fighter 4 on the PS2, that game was incredible. Virtua Fighter 5, they brought that back recently. It's doing well. So yeah, I'm just very curious to see more about Virtua Fighter 6 and what it ends up being. Like what kind of systems are they going to add? What kind of new characters they're going to add? And what new martial arts, etc. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one.
I'm also looking forward to this. RGG is mostly known for their like story-based games, even though their games often have great combat. And so I'm curious, are they going to like add? Is that going to be one part of the evolution of Virtua Fighter, adding like a competent story mode, because that is becoming more and more of a big deal with fighting games. And in fact, Invincible Versus is getting knocked because their story mode is something like an hour, maybe around an hour, something like that. And so like you got to come harder than that. Crazy. So they're gonna have to figure something out. Like maybe they can come out with like a genuinely interesting story mode alongside like having like a good cast and like great combat and stuff like that. So
you know, when it comes to single player content, Virtua Fighter usually is never like lacking in that regard. Virtua Fighter 4 at its time was known for like its its world tour or whatever that mode was called, where you could go. This was before online, so you could go to like different arcades and they had like the AI trained on some of like the best players in the world. It was very robust for its time, and I have no doubt that Virtua Fighter 6 will deliver in that regard. I mean, fighting games have definitely evolved since then, so they'll bring it.
I'm curious. I imagine that we see some of this at EVO, like the next big important update, because they're already in like, we're filming this on May 2nd, just for everybody on watching. This week, I believe, is the first week for Stranger Than Heaven. Like they're gonna do the Stranger Than Heaven showcase, something like 30 minutes or whatever of gameplay. And so, like with that being said, they probably have to do something big at EVO for Virtua Fighter, like, and that's why they're just gonna wait it out. Which makes sense. You know, Stranger Than Heaven is like your next big open world game, and then this is like your, I don't want to say side game, but it's your other major project. So you want to talk about both at the same time, especially since there's probably some crossover, but not a ton. Like the same people aren't necessarily going to be interested in both. So
yeah.
All right, Will.
What's up?
Why don't you tell us about this this Wu-Tang, Rise of the Deceiver?
All right. So first things first, made it as a choice because it's about time hip hop and gaming had something together again. You know what I'm saying? And Wu-Tang being there.
You just real quick, you might have to go ahead and mute this one.
Yeah. You might have to mute this one, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, Terrence. I was like, I hear the trailer. But yes, Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver. Is good that Wu-Tang is back into the gaming space again, even though the last time was like forever and a day ago with Wu-Tang Shaolin Style on the PS1. I'm looking forward to this one as someone who enjoys action games, because the first game was a fighting game, like a 4-player arena fighting game with fatalities and everything under the sun. But this game, like, it does have at least a very good level of care put into it. I'm pretty sure there may be some things that's probably holding it back, maybe in terms of like some bit of licensing with their music, this, that, and the third. But I'm looking forward to it because maybe there's a couple new songs put into place, new instrumentals, probably getting some voice work from the guys as well. And then, I think this is supposed to be quote unquote presented by Ghostface himself. So I don't know if maybe this is a game where he's mostly like a big part of it and everything. But an action game with Wu-Tang in it, I'm pretty sure it's going to have like a lot of fun to it. I pray it has a lot of fun to it. I pray it doesn't come off like a little budgety, if you will. But I'm looking forward to it, man. It's one of those times where I'm just glad that hip hop and gaming are crossing paths again like that, where we get something from someone like that.
This is it looks good. These are my least favorite kinds of trailers where you get like, okay, well, you know what? I'll take it because the few seconds right there. Because at first I thought it was just like the sword, but that's still too brief. Like I would prefer something.
Yeah.
More meaty than that. Maybe we get that this fall. This Summer Game Fest. So
I hope we do.
It's crazy. The last Wu-Tang game was 30 years ago, and it was like a fighting game, kind of beat 'em up hybrid on PS1.
Yeah, that's the one Will mentioned.
Shaolin style, had his own controller and everything. The controller shaped like the Wu-Tang symbol.
Man, that takes me back. Right on time too. I think they just did their last tour and last album as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So next up, and this is why initially I was like, do I want to do this video thing as opposed because there is no video footage for this next game that I'm about to talk about.
Imagination.
Look, man. This might not come out. This might be trash if it does come out. But I've been an Iron Man fan long before the MCU existed. He's been my dude since the cartoon series in 1995. I was reading his comic books in 1998. Like, do you know how much potential Iron Man has as a video game? The possibility of customizable armors, upgrading the weapons and the different functions that an armor has, the ability to switch between armors. Like, he's got dozens of armor. You'll never run out. You could do 3 different games and you still wouldn't come close to having all the different armors that he's had between the movies and the comic books and the video game. Well, not the video, but the cartoons that he's had. Like, there's so many different armors that he has. His villains, a lot of people complain about his villains, like, oh, they're not that impressive. But if you saw them in action, like, if somebody cared to actually give them the upgrade and make them impressive, like giant armor fights from enemies like Titanium Man and Crimson Dynamo, big explosive battles with Blizzard and Firebrand, Heat Miser and Cold Miser in this bitch. Did y'all know that he has a... You say what?
Whiplash be kind of cool.
You could do Whiplash, like the electric whip and stuff like that, how you could damage your armor. And it's like, hey, man, if your armor gets damaged, it's just you and him. Like, if your armor stops working, he just going to finish you off. Did y'all know that this man had a giant dragon for an enemy? Like, he's made for video games. So once again, this goes back to what I was saying when we were talking about Godslayer. There's no reason that you can't nail this other than a lack of imagination. So if this game turns out to be bad, I don't want to hear people say, oh, well, Iron Man's... I know they're going to say it if it turns out to be bad. Well, Iron Man's too hard to do as a character. It's like, bro.
I don't agree with that. And he's already in so many ensemble videos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Several. And they've nailed his movement. So, there's no excuse.
They made Anthem. Like there's no reason why an Iron Man game can't exist. Like, if Anthem exists.
If we be honest, he played great in Avengers. Like, Iron Man played fantastic in Marvel's Avengers. Like, he
plays good in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you can't do his combat. And if you can do his combat, everything else is just a matter of whether or not you're willing to put the work in to create like an interesting environment and interesting bosses for him to fight. So I don't want to hear it. Like, this game should be good. And yeah, the only reason I didn't list this as number 1 is because I'm still kind of tamping down my hope. Because the modern gaming industry, this could be canceled at any moment. And then at the same time, it could easily let me down. Like, Gotham Knights should have been a hit. That shit should have been a slam dunk. Like, you got the Bat family. Like, I was listening to this. I was reading something earlier today where people were like, oh, well, you got to pick popular characters. I'm like, if you talk to a casual DC fan, you're not gonna go that far before you hit on Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin, and Batgirl. Like you basically hit the Justice League, and then after that, maybe like Cyborg and Starfire, and then people are gonna start naming off Bat Family characters. So like there was no reason why that game shouldn't have been a success. They were certainly popular enough if you wanted to push them the right way. And so like I'm like, dang, if you can't do that, you could fuck up anything, but you shouldn't be able to fuck this game up. We'll see. Last round of games. Let's get to this is a spicy one. Intergalactic.
It shouldn't be.
It really shouldn't be. But here we are.
You know, some people they upset about it. But Devin, I believe you had this one.
Yeah, this is I'm trying to find the actress name.
Tati
Tati Gabrielle.
Yeah.
You know, Naughty Dog has a special place in my heart. A little less special over the past couple of decades, but you know, it is what it is. Jack 4. But you know, I don't think when's the last time I played a Naughty Dog game? Probably Last of Us 1, I think. Like original Last of Us 1. But this, you know, I've been wanting to see what something for them new. And I mean, we got a sneak peek at this a while back. I like the vibe and the aesthetic. Like that looks like a Wipeout car like that. That when I first saw, I'm like, man, that's like a Wipeout vehicle. The whole like this like era, like the collection of eras and like the nostalgic type feel. You got a PS1 in there. So I'm kind of curious if this game gonna have a lot of Easter eggs from like other series from Naughty Dog or just PlayStation in general. Tati, like this woman, she been everywhere now. I think I first saw her on a show, the Netflix show You. So she's like kind of like rising.
She's an MK movie.
Yep, she's Jade in MK. So she's got some stuff. She was in the Last of Us show. So yeah, this game looks cool. I've heard people we don't really know what it is as far as like the gameplay. People are saying like, is it like a Naughty Dog Souls-like type game? We don't really know, but it's like a kind of a bleak world. Like they show when she lands on this world, she puts out like this saber type weapon, and it's like these like robotic type enemies that she's fighting. So I'm really interested to see what's going on, what has happened to the world. Why is it like, you know, she's in this ship by herself with all this like older tech that she's kind of collected? Like who is this woman that she's talking to? Like apparently I guess she's a bounty hunter, so I guess like that's part of it too. But yeah, I think this game has potential just for me, like the concept and the visuals of it so far. And if they can show us a good gameplay slice, like that'll kind of sell it for me overall. Like that's all I gotta see. Now, I need to see like full on gameplay slice. How does it work? What are you doing? Like how do you like what the weapons? What type of different weapons that she has? Upgrade systems, enemies she's fighting. Do we have space like flight? Can we fly to other planets? Because they showed the ship there for a second, and that makes me think like there could potentially be maybe some flight, something similar to like maybe a la Star Fox or Ratchet and Clank. Maybe not as in depth. But yeah, I really want to see what this game has. Because like I said, it's been a while since we've seen like a new IP from Naughty Dog, and they're doing something a little different. So yeah, I'm excited for this game. So don't know when we'll see it again. Maybe we'll see it this year again, see like a little something, but I definitely want to try this one when it comes out.
So I was excited for this game because anytime you show like space, I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing? And then once you show like a space where it's not just NASA punk or whatever the fuck Bethesda thought they was doing.
Yeah.
It's like fun space where you're going out and exploring, and she's kind of like a bounty hunter / outlaw. Like I'm like, okay, I can get down with that.
I call it brand deal space.
Yeah, like the Sony side. I think that's so cool. Like it's definitely This is almost like they do it a lot with games. Like Resident Evil was like oddly like a big marketing campaign.
This game
gonna be, damn, man.
This game gonna be paid for without the gamers.
Wait a minute. Leon drove a Porsche. Yep. He had Adidas like boots on.
Yep.
What's going on? Is Adidas support? Like what's going on?
Hey, these companies are seeing potential in ads in video games. That's what it is.
Yeah. And see, this one when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this looked kind of cool. Like this, like little like beam blade she got with this. Like it almost looked like it was robotic, but kind of a little organic, maybe. I don't know, but it looks cool enough. I'm like, I want to see more of this.
I was into it until I started doing a little bit of research, and they seem to be implying that a lot of the stuff you saw in the first couple of minutes is like basically just the beginning of the game, and then the rest of like the real game is like when you land on that planet. They seem to be implying that like some of the things I remember them saying, like, oh, okay, the main character is basically just going to be by herself. Like they really emphasize like they want loneliness to be a key theme in this game, and so like you're going to be really by yourself. There aren't going to be a lot of characters that you interact with, if any. It does seem like it's going to be more of a kind of like a 3D Metroidvania Souls-like type game where you're just exploring on one planet and figuring out what happened to this one planet. And I was like, man, none of that is what I would want from a space game that showed me, you traveling like Devin was saying, like going from planet to planet as a bounty hunter. I was like, Cowboy Bebop popped up in my mind. And they were intentionally pulling from that at the start of the trailer, but everything they've said outside of that seems to indicate that, like, no, that was just like the trailer. That's to get you hyped, but really it's just this. It's like you on the planet fighting by yourself, and I'm like, man, I guess like we haven't seen any more of the game. This is all we know, so maybe there's more to it, but really in my head, what I wanted was like the exploration, going to different planets and hunting down different bounties and shit like that. And if it's not that, I'm probably out. But I do hope that it's a good game, both for Devin's sake and just for PlayStation's sake, to be honest with you, because they need some more hits. So,
yeah. Actually, not because I remember I think we talked about this when we first saw it, like what it was, like the isolation. And I didn't think about it at the time, but it actually puts me in the mindset of Shadow of the Colossus. And I actually enjoyed that part of that game. Like it was very like literally just you out there on a horse and fighting those Colossus. So I don't know if it's gonna have like giant enemies, but I feel like they kind of put me in the mindset of Shadow of the Colossus with like that isolation aspect.
Yeah, here we go.
Even
I just want to hit robots with a laser sword. That's all I care about.
Hey man, I believe they're gonna give you that, so you ain't gonna be disappointed. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, will feel more lonely than The Last of Us. While there are companions in the Last of Us series, Druckmann explained to fellow creator 28 Days Later writer Alex Garland that he wants players to feel completely lost, isolated, and confused in Intergalactic. You play a bounty hunter that tracks her target to the planet of Semperia, where a new religion was born and all outside communication abruptly ceased. I just really wanted to make a game about faith and religion, Druckmann says. We should be on Games Radar, but we halfway through this. But also about just being lonely. So many of the previous games we've done, there's always like an ally with you. I really want you to be lost in a place where you're really confused about what happened here. He continues saying players will be wondering, who are the people here? What was their history? And in order to get off this planet, no one has been heard from on this planet for 600 years. So if you ever hope to have a chance to get off, you have to figure out what happened here. And so like that's pretty much what's going to wind up being like it's like, all right.
Kind of sounds like a lore collecting game where you're going to go around like find audio
now
logs.
I'm getting like Hell Is
like
Us
that.
vibes maybe.
I was thinking Hell Is Us.
Yeah.
But I guess the difference with Hell Is Us is that people are still around. It's just that you're
you do have people,
you're collecting information from the world.
It just sounds like Metroid.
Together. Yeah. Yeah, Metroid.
like
yeah,
Metroid.
true.
Metroid is a good one.
True, yeah.
That seems like what they're going for here. So I don't know, like I'm not saying that the game's going to be bad. I can tell you that from what I'm getting, from what I got from just this little bit, I'm like, oh man, I'm probably out. But I do still hope that it's good. Naughty Dog does have like a sterling reputation as developers go. So,
give me Jack 4.
I mean, at this rate, yeah, Jack 4 is probably closer to what I'm looking for than what they talk about.
Last of Us. Give me the Last of Us remaster. No, give me Uncharted remastered.
Yuck.
Thank you.
Uncharted remastered, man.
I didn't realize Rakeem added this one. Hold on just a second. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, good.
Rakeem, it's on you. Infinite Alliance.
Oh yeah, this
all right. So this is my indie corner. I'm gonna get on my indie soapbox. If you are not aware, gamers, the indie JRPG style game, that's basically going through a renaissance right now. There are so many good quality indie JRPG, like old school 90s style JRPG games out right now you can play. This game, Infinite Alliance, is a conglomeration of different indie RPG IPs working together into one game as a celebration of indie RPGs. This game is going to be free. You're not even going to have to pay for it. And it's basically like if you've played any of these games or are a fan of any of these indie RPGs, it's like the indie Avengers. All of them are coming together in one game. You play all your favorite characters. And it's like when I was a kid, I always imagined like a collective Final Fantasy game with all the protagonists in one game. I always wanted that. So for me, I've played about half of these games I've played already. So I'm already like in on this because I know who these characters are. I know what these universes, the villains and everything. So this is really on my radar. I believe it's being developed by the developer of 8-Bit Adventures 2, 8-Bit Adventures 2, which is one of my favorite RPGs I played last year. Absolutely loved it. So this is building on the foundations of these indie IPs. So if you are a fan of indie RPGs, definitely give this a look. You may be surprised. For instance, the main character of Chain Echoes is in this game. Chain Echoes was a very successful indie RPG from a few years ago, reviewed highly. He is in this game as well. So give this a look. I think you'll like what you see.
It's giving me Project X Zone vibes, but just for RPGs.
Yeah. This doesn't have a release date yet. I wasn't sure if it was actually, but there is another event. They're having an event later this month where it's going to basically like the indie RPG, kind of like Summer Games Fest. And I believe they're going to announce some more information about this game then.
Oh, Indie Quest.
Ain't that the guy from the other game you played, King?
Geomythica. He's the protagonist of it. Black dude.
Yeah, I'm about to say he looked familiar.
Thick. Next up, and this is one that I'm fairly excited about this one myself, but I'm gonna let Terrence go off on Tides of Annihilation.
No one.
So this game, when it was first revealed, all of us were like, wow, what is this?
Yeah.
Because it looks like a mixture of so much. First off, there's obviously the Final Fantasy 13 inspiration going on with the female protagonist. Even like some Versus 13, you could say. There's sections where it looks like Uncharted, where she's like climbing, those like scaling the walls. There's huge monsters in it, so it's kind of like Shadow of the Colossus, or kind of like Final Fantasy 15, where you're fighting
a lot of
huge
Doctor
enemies
Strange influence.
What's that?
A lot of Doctor Strange influence in some of the platforming and whatnot. When like the way the map changes.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like Inception-esque kind of stuff. Yeah. Like Control. Yeah. There's just a lot of influences going on here, and all of it looks very, very cool. This is another Chinese-made game. And one thing, I mean, what I said earlier about like how some of them look amazing on the surface, and then there might be, when they finally come out, there might be a few issues there. That's not to say that those games are like, just to clarify, that's not me saying that they're bad by any stretches of the imagination. It's just that sometimes the presentation initially looks a little too clean. This one, I will say that the trailer that they put out, one of the more recent trailers they put out where they showed you fighting a boss, it actually had some frame hiccups. And while that may on the surface sound like, that's a little bad, that shows that at least it's real. It's a real game running and not just some presentation they made to look as flawless as possible. So if they clean that up and it actually runs very well, just based on what I've seen with this game, it could be absolutely incredible. And one of the influences that I didn't mention was Devil May Cry. Like fighting wise, it looks like it could very well be tapping into that. There's just a lot going on with this game, and as usual, I mean, women with swords, that will never not be cool. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. Looking forward to seeing more on it. It probably will come out next year. It's not going to come out this year without question, but I think tentatively they've been talking about it having a 2027 release date. So yeah, I'm definitely going to continue to keep my eyes on this one. It looks promising.
If this game is coming out next year, then it's almost guaranteed we'll see it at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Hopefully this can be what a Lost Soul Aside wasn't.
Yeah.
This is giving me Lost Soul Aside vibes, and that game was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
So I hope
also Final Fantasy 16 vibes, definitely, with how the characters have different elements. Because this is based has a lot of influence from Arthurian legend. So like Knights of the Round Table, spirits coming out and helping you, and they all have different elements and abilities. That video of that boss fight you talking about, Terrence, that trailer where they had the boss fight and you were fighting the boss in alternate dimensions, and you would go from one dimension to the next in the mechanics. That was one of the coolest boss fights I've ever seen.
Yeah, like I said, this game it has promise. Like it's very promising.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about this one, Rakeem.
Yeah, I put this on the list because I man, at a certain point, it's like, all right, man, this or that. We doing this or not? Like you keep poking it, like, yeah, we got something coming. Like, man, do you? Do you? I need to see it. At this point, it's been a while. It's been a while since we seen it. It's been a while since we see this, man. My little brother was in college. He a grown man. He got a job now. We need to talk. Hey, I'm a big fan of like BioShock, and like this is kind of a spiritual successor to BioShock in a way. There are a lot of games that kind of are heavily influenced by System Shock and BioShock and those type of games. So I'm always down for an immersive sim game. You know, I'm the immersive sim guy because most people don't even know what immersive sim is. But at the same time, like the footage I've seen is very, the world and the footage we've seen, it always caught my attention. So I was always interested in this. And BioShock Infinite was so cool in some of its delivery that I was like, it kind of put me in, I'm in the mood again for a game like this where you kind of figure out how did this world go wrong. Like I always like games, a combination of games where like you can save the world, but I also like these games where like there were good intentions at one point, but something happened where we went completely off the rails and you got to find out why with some cool ass powers in between there. That's a cool concept to me. So I'm looking forward to it because I always liked BioShock. I always thought BioShock was a really cool IP. But I like, hey man, I just like, something got to give. You got to show me something. Something.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Apparently this game is like extremely ambitious.
Yeah.
I believe it.
What I have heard is that they're it's hard trying to diagram a game where every decision that you make has some kind of consequence, and that's what they've been working through. So I think that's what Terrence is talking about when he said
they better call Larian.
That would be one of the teams they can talk to, like figure it out. This game has been in the works for quite some time, like 2022 or 2021, something like that. We've been seeing it for years.
I was gonna put it on my list, but I didn't because I'm just like, man, I don't know, man. I lost hope.
They came out with an article for it. Yeah, they put out an update for it sometime this year where they said,
I remember.
Yeah, the next time that we talk about this, we want to have something substantial to reveal. So we're just essentially it was just them saying, "Hey, we're cooking."
Yeah, they're like,
we'll see. I hope when it does come out, I hope it is good. I will say that.
Yeah.
They cooking, all they're gonna show us is the pots and the utensils. They ain't gonna show us nothing.
I mean, you know, I'll put it this way: something like Pragmata has shown that you reveal a game and there's maybe something about it that's kind of like holding it back from just being like put out there immediately, and you kind of like the devs need a little bit more time to kind of figure things out. And even though that took like 3 years or something like that, they did it, and that game is a success. So. Hopefully this can be on the same path where it's something where they just need a little bit more time to cook. And when they do put it out there, it'll be like a fully fleshed out project that everybody can enjoy.
Right.
Okay.
So there's 2 more games left. Next up is Mega Man Dual Override. Will is up.
Man, I remember when this started up during the Game Awards, and I couldn't nail that song playing until like the very end of this hallway, and I was like, "Oh, he's back!"
Yes, that was fun.
Yeah, that was great to see. I love this trailer as a whole, just showing us that hey, Mega Man's back on the scene again. And as we know, Capcom
we probably would have been able to guess if we could have clearly seen like the numbers and the years.
Yeah, and then this here, the DLN 001, that should have been what we kind of got if we were really deep into it like that for real. But seeing Mega Man come back on the scene is going to be amazing. Like I said, Capcom's been on fire this year. They still got another game to tell us about. We'll get there when we get there. Hopefully that will end up being fire. But with Mega Man coming back is awesome. I think this is the part that I know a lot of people kind of got disappointed about. They're like, oh, this is what y'all doing? And
it's Mega Man. You know,
I'm like
definitely Mega Man.
I'm like, this is what Mega Man kind of been. So you kind of can't get too mad, but I don't know what a lot of people wanted in that moment. But I mean, for me, I'm looking forward to it. And by the name Dual Override, I wonder exactly what it is they intend on doing. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to show us more of that, like definitely later, maybe something later on down the line. We'll see how the game plays, what it does, like what is this override thing you're giving us? Hey, Blue Bomber's back, so here's hoping this game actually does better than maybe the previous one, or maybe hits higher than the previous one. You know?
Yeah.
I think what people wanted from this game was like they wanted Mega Man to go 3D.
Yeah.
And I think Dual
think so.
Override, like it seems like it's implied by the name that they are going to do some kind of 3D stuff. The main line I has never been 3D, but but Mega Man as a franchise has been 3D multiple times.
7, I think Mega Man.
Is it X7?
Oh, you talking about just like the the first ones?
Yeah, like Mega Man, not like the X series or no like the spin-off and nothing like that.
Right.
And so I think they've always been 2D. And so like I think it wouldn't surprise me if they chose just stay 2D for here. And I mean, like this does imply like some level of 3D, but we'll see. Because that's clearly a different Mega Man. Like he's not wearing the same outfit or anything. I don't know. Like I do want more from Mega Man. I think Dual Override is like a nice little compromise for old school fans. At the same time, like, hey man, give us Mega Man Legends 3. Like, just go ahead and remake that from the ground up, or just, I mean, remake Mega Man Legends. Like, I don't care. Like, you can go back and make that franchise work. People love that franchise back then, and it would connect with new audiences now if you gave it a chance. So, Mega Man is one of your chief franchises. It's not up to the level of Resident Evil or Monster Hunter, but it's still one of the more beloved gaming icons, and they're not doing enough with him. So,
speaking more to the Dual Override part of it, I do wonder if, maybe they are going like the Generations route where you do have like the 2D platforming part of it, and then you have like the 3D.
You had the levels where you
like
I can see that.
I think that's what they're going to wind up doing. Go ahead, Keem.
I think what a lot of people just wanted it because it's been so much time was just some level of innovation. Like I think some people don't even like know what they want. They just know they're like, it's been so long that I just want to see what the new take on Mega Man would be after all these years. Kind of like when Onimusha came out, we didn't know what the new one would look like. We just wanted to know it would be Onimusha. But like we saw the new take and how they introduced new battle system and the new engine, and it kind of got us excited. But that was also a 3D franchise, so it's not the same as Mega Man. But I think that was a part of it. I think a part for me was like, man, what does Mega Man look like in 2026? That was the idea in my head. And I think when we saw it, it was like, okay, we're still taking it back a little bit. I think the last Mega Man before this was Mega Man 11, right? That came out like right after the failure that was Mighty Number 9, and then Capcom was like, "Oh, we can just bring Mega Man back, and it's just a better game than your Mighty Number 9." But I think that was what I wanted personally, just like just a new big innovation. Like, man, y'all have been hitting out the park with like the new engine, and I saw what y'all did. Y'all innovated on Resident Evil and made it first person. You innovated on Onimusha with this new idea. You made Monster Hunter open world. So what does Mega Man do in that context of how y'all been innovating on your other IPs? And the answer is, well, we'll see when this 2D, 3D thing works out.
Yeah.
I think there's also bring back that command mission.
I think there's also an aspect of it that when you look at it on its surface, in comparison to like the other Capcom projects that are out right now, it looks cheap. Like it looks, it looks kind of like we know Capcom could do better, and so I think that's also like this initial reveal is like, oh, like it doesn't look really bad, but it doesn't look like Pragmata or look like Resident Evil Requiem. Is not on that level. I mean, Mega Man traditionally has never been, but at the same time, it's like we think you could do a little bit better.
It's time to push Mega Man a little forward.
I'm gonna say that it looks great for a 2D platformer action game like what Mega Man has always done. I think it looks top notch for that. I think if you want, like, I don't know, like a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but if you want to go Pragmata level, you will have to go 3D. You have to go full on 3D exploration type shit. Like this is about as good as it's ever gonna look as a 2D game. I'm sorry, like people just if people are like, I want it to look better, but like, nah, you gonna have to go open world. It's gonna have to be some exploration, like the full 3D. You got to figure out your Mario 64 moment. And I don't think Mega Man's ever had that, like that moment where it's like, okay, this franchise definitely can fit as well in 3D as it does in 2D, to the point where they basically split them into two different franchises for Mario. Like, they're gonna have to do the same thing for this. Like, I know a lot of people were disappointed and they just didn't know. Like, it seems like a lot of people online didn't want to just say, like, man, you really want that open world. Well, not necessarily open world, but like a larger environment, some shit that you can explore, like a Pragmata, like Terrence said. Like, that's where it's gonna have to go. Whether they do that, I mean, like, it would be interesting to see if they did that. Like, you just have like because didn't Sonic do that? Sonic Frontiers? Am I tripping? Like, does it not have like open world, but then like you have like Sonic levels, like traditional style Sonic levels?
Yeah, in a sense. There's like little special levels where they some of them they make 2D, some of them make 3D. It's kind of like Sonic Frontiers is kind of an amalgamation of everything that they've done in the past with Sonic. Yeah.
I think that might need to be that. Like, you might be able to get away with doing something like that with Mega Man and Dual Override. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I'm curious. I assume we'll hear more about this game as the year goes on, because they did. This is confirmed. Yes, 2027. So
they did talk about it in like Capcom's last presentation. They didn't really reveal anything new per se, but like new footage. But they did talk about it. I think they said something about they were having like a contest for where people could design a new boss, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
You know, actually, you want to know what's holding this game back? Look at the screen. It's going to be on Switch and PS4. So you know what? That should tell you all you need to know.
What did I tell y'all last week? Last week I said they still making PS4 games. Not like, you know, every console, they always keep making the sports games a little longer than they, you know, because like those are like those tend to be the laggards. Like some of the big sports games, they're like super casual, and so they don't buy another console. No. The hardcore console games like a Mega Man, they still making PS4, Nintendo Switch games. Like, that should let you know something. So like, if you wondering how long cross-gen is gonna stick around next gen, brother, this gen ain't stopped being cross-gen all the way. So I guess we'll see. Last game. Look, man. I'm trying, bro. Like, I know this game. I'm holding out hope that this game can actually be good, because this is basically it for me and free-to-play games. If this game doesn't work out, like, I tried Genshin Impact, and I'm trying to get into Neverness to Everness, but there is a reason why that game, all its trailers have just been K-pop music videos and no gameplay. I know Ananta looks shaky. It looks like it's ripping off every late PS3, PS4 era AAA game it can as far as mechanics go. But I like the idea of an anime open world. My biggest problem is that a lot of these games, they want to emulate anime, but they don't understand the visual language that makes it work. And so everything's exaggerated. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, anime is exaggerated. Exactly. This is more at like Neverness to Evidence. When I was playing that's more exaggerated than anime already is. And so it just makes it cartoonish to a point where it's unrelatable at all together. But if Ananta can clean up their writing a bit from what we've seen and make a more cohesive gaming experience, the fact that it's not a gacha definitely has my eye. Like, that, I don't care like how free to play a game can be. It doesn't matter if you have that gacha element. It's always going to be like, okay, but we know you're not going to have this character. And so we have to write around as if you only have the base main character. And so everything else is kind of fucked up story-wise. Like, the story can only be so good. But if you have something like this, man, this game looks insane as far as like the shit that's popping off of it. It's just like every time I look at something new that's stupid. But if you have a game like, man,
directly for Spider-Man. I remember
like,
the scene.
Goddamn, man.
I mean, earlier he looked just like Shenmue, just walking around.
That's
even
what
to the
I was
point where it
thinking,
looked like
Terrence. He had
his
the
jacket.
jacket.
Yes.
Like, even the angle where
like,
he looked at his
did.
phone looked like
Yeah, he
Shenmue.
Yes.
There's some Shenmue in there. There's definitely some sleeping dogs in there.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton of Sleeping Dogs DNA.
Oh, my goodness.
What's a Spider-Man?
Oh, the Spider-Man is ridiculous. They took the camera angle. Like some Saints Row here too.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, they stealing from every AAA, PS3, PS4 era game that they can. And I mean, that's if you can try to make this shit cohesive in some way, I think it can still work. And like the fact that you unlock characters through the story and through missions, and the fact that they plan on making you pay for the game through cosmetics, that opens some doors as far as like what you can do with your narrative. Like you can put in characters and it's like, oh, I know you're going to have this character because by this point in the story, you would have had to have unlocked that character. And so that allows for you to do more with your narrative and stuff. And so I'm hoping that this is the free-to-play game that puts it all together. I do prefer, like, even the combat being a ripoff, I still like it better than Genshin Impact. The way the Genshin Impact does a lot of its combat, which is fine. It's not bad combat, but it's like
really simple.
It's very simple, and it's copied. Like a ton of other studios copy that, and I'm like, all right,
hey, you want this age?
What's up, man?
Because I know I just didn't see Metal Gear Rex up in here. I mean, Metal Gear Ray up in here.
You saw something, I'm sure.
That was
you just saw GTA 5. That was directly from there.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
What you mean, man?
You talking about this, huh?
No. Go back to the robot. That was Metal Gear Ray. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Bro, for those that play Metal Gear Solid 2, that looked like Metal Gear Ray.
Dog, come on now. That is Metal Gear Ray.
I mean, like I said, it's definitely not afraid to wear its influences on its sleeve. So I don't.
Also, not afraid of lawsuits. I know that.
I swear they ain't.
Shit, I mean, who gonna sue you?
The GTA 5 campaign was killing me.
Oh, I want you to look at where this trailer is.
Oh yeah,
this is on the official PlayStation website. So who's going to sue you?
That's true.
How many characters? Like it showed a character swap thing. How many characters are supposed to be in this game?
Probably a lot.
Oh, you talking the little micro menu? Shoot, they showed.
That
looks like a lot.
That's 6, and there's some on the outside. So
yeah,
they said GTA 5. You got 3. We can do better than that.
10, 11.
I'm very curious to see how this game turns out. I hope that we hear more about it during Summer Game Fest, whether it's at Jeff's show or whether it's at, because I mean, like, clearly Sony, it's on the PlayStation website, people. Like, if y'all think like, oh, Sony is upset because they stole Spider-Man, like, if they upset, they clearly didn't look at that trailer before they put it onto their YouTube channel. So I don't think they care. And so it might show up at a state of play. They might just be like, hey man, you know, this is what it is. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see. Now, am I excited to play a fucking cop? Not as much, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on.
These kind of shenanigans, you're going to have a hell of a job. I'll tell you that.
Man,
I promise you. Mix showing up. We might actually need police for this.
If enough shit go wrong, you need somebody. You need some kind of superhero to do something. Goddamn, that was cool. Bar. He just shot a nigga. Like, I don't.
Spirit
just do whatever. Okay, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. You just left that, man. Oh, well, that's kind of fly.
That's actually kind of cool.
That's a GTA 5 mission, I believe.
Is it?
I believe that's like verbatim a mission from either GTA 5 or something.
Oh my god.
I mean, you know, the anime vibes can save you from a lot of what the fuck.
And of course, that's Watch Dogs.
That's just Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
They ain't trying, bro.
They ripping off a lot of shit. I'm willing to give it a shot. It's free. This is the part that's going to cost the money, all that fucking customization. So I don't give a damn about customization. I whatever. So, but yeah,
I don't know this. They might not do this, but I feel like what if they like did the monetization where you have to have a certain outfit to do like a certain mission, like you got to sneak in and infiltrate. It's like, and you ain't got that outfit.
Can't play this mission.
No game has ever done that, Devin. And Terrence, I'm gonna need you to edit that out. Let somebody watch this and get some ideas because no one's ever done that before.
There's a lot of stuff they do. It's like, hey, bro.
I was slapped. That look like Dead Rising.
Monetization getting crazy out here, man.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's a mission from Saints Row 2, right?
Rainbow puking.
Man, okay.
No, this game has a lot going on. I'll just say that.
Man, what?
I mean,
GTA 6 got some competition.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Crimson Desert's main appeal is just how much shit you can do in that game. And it's just like, even the story not being all that great, people was like, yeah, but you can do all this shit. And it played well. And like, eventually they fixed all the problems with the combat. And so it was like, hey man, I don't care. Look, you can't, what other game lets you do all this shit? And Ananta can also do the same thing if they manage to make a cohesive experience where like it's fun to play. It's not gonna matter how many things they rip off. People gonna be like, yeah, but I mean, what other game lets you do all of this in one game? So this is the biggest long shot for me, and I have a long list of other games that I'm like also excited for. But I just thought it would be fun to show this off and talk about it for a minute. So
it is such a ridiculous game. I remember the first time you saw it, I couldn't believe it. The Spider-Man stuff was the one that got me because the web sling was 1-to-1. I wonder if Sony was like, y'all can have it. Y'all go ahead and take the tick. We don't care.
Not just one. Like, look at this.
This exactly the same, bro.
That shit where that right there, no other game does that. Like no other, it was Marvel Spider-Man where he like shoot the wing, shoot the web, and like pull himself forward. No other game's ever done that.
Go around corners and stuff. Yep.
It's to the point where when people talk about like AI games, this feels like something AI would make in terms of just like, hey, let's just get everything that we know and just slap it all together.
Every cool mechanic possible.
Yeah. What I will give them this. No other game on like their initial reveal shows like 7 minutes of raw gameplay. Like
they're not afraid to show what's in the game. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they were very well prepared when they revealed this game. So hey, I'll give them their credit.
They said, we got what we got, brother. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and pre-register. Am I gonna hear back from them? Probably not. I mean, Neverness never got back with me, but they was probably like, yeah, we know you're gonna shit on this game. That's where we stand as far as gaming goes. There's a lot going on in the future, a lot to be excited for. So y'all let us know what games y'all are excited for. If you're new to us and like this episode, I need you to do me a few favors. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to subscribe. I need you to tell your friends about us and do me a personal favor. Have an excellent week. Peace.